The most important thing that happened in the 80s was sampling. You know, the idea of using samples and using previously made recordings of things and manipulating them.
Producer Trevor Horn is credited with creating the sound of the 80s, working with artists like the Pet Shop Boys, Grace Jones, and Frankie Goes to Hollywood.
I heard you on the wireless back in 52.
But it all began with his group, the Moguls.
If I was young, it didn't stop you coming through.
Making that record was really the thing that got me started. I don't think you can really be a producer unless you had a hit record that you wrote yourself. I think that should be your sort of diploma, like a dentist has a diploma.
With a #1 hit in the bag, Trevor got on with the job of producing and was really the first to take full advantage of what you could do with sampling.
We can do anything with sound. We can do anything
with sound.
I suppose an early example of what you can do with samples would be a song like Give Me Back My Heart by Donna. You know, instead of Teresa singing her vocals in the normal way, we sampled her. All played from a keyboard. This amazing sound. It's definitely a moment. You knew you were hearing something for the first time that was going to become part of the sound of everything.
So give me back my heart, that's all I have to live for.
The cliche of the 80s, it's all about money and shoulder pads. And the 80s is a very, very experimental time. You can see Trevor Horn's records that are massive hits.
He did just crazy bananas things that were just impossible. You listen to stuff that he'd made and it was like taking drugs. You know, I felt like I could see stuff when I listened to stuff that he'd done. I found it very inspiring.
The picture that I had in my head for what pop records should sound like, and I know this might sound a bit odd, but my blueprint was the idea of Kraftwerk meets Vince Hill. Kraftwerk meets Vince Hill. But with machines.
Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Grace Jones, slave to the rhythm.
That was what really interested me, to try and make a new kind of record that people would accept as a pop record, but it was completely different to what had passed as a mainstream pop record before.
Trevor had made our favourite record, which was Slave to the Rhythm by Grace Jones.
The Pet Shop Boys wanted a bit of that Trevor Horn sound, and so he brought his pop orchestration to their next single.
That was funny, that song, Left to My Own Devices, because it was sort of two-thirds formed when we first got it.
Trevor took our demo, he just makes it more dramatic, bigger, and better.
I get out of bed at 10:30, phone up a friend who's a party animal.
And the idea was that it was an incredibly mundane explanation of a day in someone's life. The music reveals the emotion behind the apparently mundane life, which isn't really mundane at all. And so Trevor said, we've got to have an orchestra on this.
It was the first time the Pet Shop Boys had ever used an orchestra. It was a 50-piece orchestra in Abbey Road. It worked out really well.
The orchestral arrangement is so you feel the drama and the emotion behind the apparently mundane. Since that album, most of our albums had an orchestra in them. You've got a Trevor Horn moment. You've got your money's worth. That's what you paid him for. We would never in a million years have thought of it.